In my first job, I was a PE teacher. Yes, I know that's incredible to anyone who knows me. I am the least likely person to ever have been a professional sports person, but I was. I hadn't trained for that. You see, I trained to be an English and history teacher in high school, but the school where I really wanted to work didn't have an opening for in those subject areas, so I accepted the position to be a physical education teacher. I've got to say, I was the worst physical education teacher, and I can say that with confidence. And I know that I couldn't be challenged on that statement. I certainly looked the part. You know, there I was with my sports shoes, my shorts, all my athletics gear and my whistle round my neck, clipboard that I carried around with me. But deep inside, I knew I was a fraud. But being an academic sort of person, I studied up all about physical education and how, the rules of the different sports and physiology and all those sorts of things. But I came totally undone one day when I was teaching a class of Year 9 boys how to do the Frosby flop in the high jump. This was a class immediately after lunchtime. And one of the real physical education teachers, a real professional, was having lunch, seated on a bench overlooking the oval, and there I was on the oval, looking the part. And I had my clipboard there, and the whole thing, the bar was set up for the Frosby flop, the big mat, and all the boys were off at an angle to the bar, and I was calling them through one by one, and as they jumped, I critiqued their jump. I'd say, lift your backside a bit more, just careful of that trailing leg, just check your run up. All those things that you have to do. You see, I knew what I was doing because the night before I'd crammed, I had studied exactly how to do the Frosby flop. In fact, I almost practically knew which muscle fibers needed to twitch at what moment to hurl you victoriously over the bar. And I was in full control of that class, let me tell you, as I stood by the bar with my black clipboard and critiqued all those boys. This must have been hilarious to the real physical education teacher who was sitting on the bench having her lunch, because she called out suddenly to me in front of all the boys and said, "Mr. Gonzalez, why don't you show them?" Now, she knew that I didn't know how to do it, and that in fact, she knew I couldn't do it, but she wanted to have a little bit of lunchtime entertainment. But I felt very confident because I had studied exactly how to do the Frosby flop the night before. And of course, a teacher cannot show fear in front of a group of, adolescent Year 9 boys. So with supreme confidence, I put down my clipboard next to the bar, and I stood up straight and I said to the boys, "Boys, watch. This is how it's done." I measured my run-up perfectly. I eyed the bar as if I had already conquered it. I followed through with my run-up. It was a perfect run-up. And then I totally embarrassed myself with the most pathetic little kangaroo hop through the bar across my waist. The bar wasn't even high. But this taught me a very important lesson. It taught me that one can know about something without knowing that thing itself. I knew all about the high jump, but actually I didn't know the high jump at all because I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't do it. Anyway, as the boys recovered from their laughter, I walked straight back to where I'd left my clipboard on the ground, picked it up and called out, "Next!" I'm very glad that the school saw fit to give me a different job teaching English the following year, and that my physical education career was very short-lived. You can know all about Jesus. You can know all about the Bible, all about the teachings of the Bible, but you can miss the most important thing. You can miss having a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, which means actually knowing him and having a personal relationship every day with Jesus. You can focus on all the peripherals. You can know, like I did, I knew when every single muscle fiber had to twitch to do the Frosby flop. You can know all that. You can know the peripherals. You can know all prophecy and all of those things. But unless you know Jesus Christ for yourself, you don't have salvation. And that bar of salvation that we have to get over, we only get over through faith, because we can't get over it ourselves. We have to put our trust in the one who has already gone over that bar. And so, my friends, let's stop focusing on the peripherals. It's not enough to know about Jesus. We must know Jesus for ourselves.